gone, my shoes happy. Even when you
Going on, what it do, what it is. It's your boy D-Sick, aka the Rap Nerd, and today it's an honor and a pleasure to have who I call an underground rap legend, straight out of Port Arthur, Texas, motivational speaker, motivational rapper, jack of all trades, businessman, producer, all of that, man. Let's give it up for Marcus Parker, man. How you doing, sir?
Hey, hey man, I appreciate it. I thank you for having me. I
Yes,
think the
sir.
interview is about 15 years too late. Overdue
Yeah.
though. You know what I'm
Absolutely
saying?
overdue, man, because we've been rocking since the YouTube days, man. I remember around 2008, all of us was on YouTube rapping and we was fans of
Yes,
each other, supporting each other. And this feels like a full
absolutely.
circle moment. You've done so much since then, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's been a lot. And that's why I wanted to get with you to kind of do like an interview to say, man, I want to transition to a space where, I don't want to make music no more. I don't want to write books no more. I don't want to I like to create with my hands and I like to build things and work in electronics and just be that kind of nerd. So
Right.
I feel like I made the contributions that I needed to put into the music. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Like I said, definitely an OG in the game, man. As far as the rapping, I seen you coming up, motivating the kids, and obviously we've already built a rapport. But for the people that don't know, just tell them a little bit about yourself and your
For
background and
sure.
how you got started with your motivational journey.
For sure. My motivational journey started back in Port Arthur, Texas. Born and raised. I graduated Lincoln High School in 1993, and 2 weeks later, I joined the U.S. Air Force. Now,
Right.
prior to that, I was an electronics nerd. I was the guy who could hook the speakers up in your car. I had an old booming Chevy Nova 77 model, and
Uh-huh.
I went into the Air Force for electronics. So when I got into electronics in there, man, bro, I won every electronics award there was, and that, like just troubleshooting basically is what it was. And so
Right.
I won a bunch of awards and got recognized offside of the base, and people started recruiting people to come work on this new project that they were working on at the time. It was called a smartphone. And this
Oh, really?
thing was, yeah,
This
like
is
late 90s.
okay.
They were working on the technology, like the chips that you know what I mean, to build this.
You were able to take part in that process?
Absolutely, yeah. I wish I could have had some stock in the creation, if you would. But
Oh man,
the
yeah.
technology in this phone back in like the 70s, 80s, it would take like a whole building to be able to do the technology that one iPhone can do. And so, in order to do that, they have to compress this stuff down on silicon wafers. And it's
Mhm.
like, the machines and robots and stuff have to, make this stuff in really, real small increments so that the chip can be small enough to put in here.
Right.
So when I did that, bro, I that knowledge got me to be a rich man in the stock market in the early 2000s, and I lost everything after 9/11.
Mm.
So now I'm walking around here, bro. I'm almost suicidal because I did not want to know what life was going to look like for me after losing my money or losing my house or losing my cars or losing, everything. And so that's the time in my life when when I was humbled, and humility got me to a point where I could start realizing that all I had done was I enjoyed life. I had, traveled and bought a whole bunch of exotic things, but I
Mhm.
had never done the work to show other little Marcus Parkers like myself that they too could have hope. And so that's when I started, like, I wrote a book.
Mhm.
So I wrote the product in 2004. That was my autobiography, what all I had been through and how I learned in the process of everything.
Oh, my bad.
So,
I forgot to say, did I forget to say best-selling author in the intro?
ah,
If I forgot, then best-selling author.
right? So
You can't just breeze past that, man. Hold on. We're gonna pause right there. I want you to tell them about, your journey as an author.
So in Dallas, they had a lot of African American bookstores back in the early 2000s, like Black Images, Joe K's, these different places, and they would put your stuff on consignment. So I would have all my books in consignment in these stores and send them sometimes, different states and whatever. But I became a local bestseller in Dallas in 2005. So imagine I was the local nonfiction bestseller in Dallas, and there was another young guy who was the national nonfiction bestseller named Barack Obama. And like I have actual newspaper articles with us on there together.
With both of y'all's names next to each other.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Well, it's a different spot, national, local, but still, you know what I mean? But just to know that was a part of history, because 3 years later, he became president of the United States.
That's beautiful, man.
That's crazy. You know what I mean? And I started going to schools, talking, trying to motivate kids and whatnot, and I started doing it. So motivational rap came from the teachers and principals. When I would go and talk about my book, it was hard to keep the students' attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause they be talking and throwing stuff and all that kind of stuff. So they were like, you should rap to them. And I was like, well, that's a good idea, but it would have to be real corny, right? And so I did. I made motivational rap. But
it wasn't corny though. This is the one thing I've always given Marcus Parker credit on, man. I feel like there are other motivational rappers, but he's one of the few that don't make it corny, if you ask me. So yeah, man, we appreciate that, man.
Okay, well, I appreciate it, but look, you know what made me really want to say I have to go and finish his last album? I saw an interview. My buddy sent it to me. It was Too Short, Ice Cube, and E40, and they were being interviewed about Snoop Dogg's new website called Doggy Land. Because now Snoop Dogg does kid music.
Rare, yeah.
So my 5-year-old literally listens to Snoop Dogg every day, right? Because they do Doggy Land, yeah. Well, he talk about bullying, he talk about, hygiene. They do raps about little stuff, and they do little TikTok dances and stuff. And so it's funny that when I was coming up, I was trying to make music so the kids could have an alternative to Snoop Dogg at the time. Now, years later, I'm trying to push my kids to listen to Snoop Dogg, right? He's telling you right. Listen to what he got to say.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's just interesting how, life has evolved that much.
The evolution of life, the evolution of people, we just got to keep going and keep progressing. And, we got to roll with the punches. And as far as you stopping rapping and stopping the books, your work is immortalized. So it's going to always be out there for people to be able to gravitate to. And that's a really dope thing, man. So how do you feel about this last album? Is this one special to you? What's different about this one? It is
very special to me, man. I hope that everybody listens to grown folks' music, because it's short, sweet. It's not even like 10 songs on it, or 9 songs rather, but it's like every one of them is a gut punch. It's talking about something real, real heavy. Emotion Technician is talking about getting over anxiety and stress. That's something I really go through in life, is anxiety. And, and I talk about it. I don't even like rapping. I don't even like how my voice sounds on record.
Right. I was surprised to hear you say that on the intro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I choose happy. I've never written a song that's given me so many feedback. People telling me, man, this is really what you don't know what this has done for me. I listen to this every day. This song motivates me like that, even Happy Father's Day. Every day, every year, Father's Day comes up, people like it, and I'm just trying to do something different. Like, I get to a point where I don't even want to listen to other people's music. No disrespect to anybody, but I don't want my creative juices to be influenced. I try to just stay right here and see what's the point of this record. What's the point I'm trying to drive home, and stay on it, so I think Thank You is gonna be the one that's gonna go viral though.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites on there, man. It's talking about how, gratitude, basically, how gratitude is your attitude, and you're gonna always forever be blessed for that, man. That's absolutely my favorite song on there, man. What's your favorite song? If you had to pick one out of all of them, what's the one?
Me, it's a hard tie. I'm gonna tell you. It's between Thank You, I Choose Happy, and Grown Folks Business. And for different reasons, I Choose Happy is a long song. It's like one of them old school. It's about 6 minutes almost.
It's a vibe.
But it's like
I love it though.
I went deep. You know what I mean? It's like I tried to pull every little bit out of me on that song. Thank You is needed. I think it's the most catchy because I find myself, even my kids walk around talking about thank you. I appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but for me, Grown Folks Business is probably because I never made a song like that. It gives you that, people say, you sound like Master P, or you sound like, but it's like I never approached it with that grown energy. Like I've been so tame because I made music for schools. I made music so that they could play in the auditorium and the kids can, stand up and the teachers can buy my album and stuff like that. I never, but Grown Folk Music, even though I'm still not cursing on it, it's hard to me.
Yeah, like what made you feel like you needed to make an album for the adult crowd?
Because when I was, I started seeing people like, especially when I go back home, like, you see students, they'll be like, you talked in my class when I was in the 9th grade, you know what I mean? And they standing there with their 2 kids, or you know what I mean? You spoke at my school when I was in high school, and they standing there with their wife and whatever, and it's
your
like,
fans have grown with you.
Is grown up.
Okay, I got you.
You see what I mean? So like, so you look at the schools that there's a picture of me holding my stuff up in support of the school, and it's funny because Chad, Pimp C's son, is in the audience, right? At this store, at the school. Yeah. And now, like he's a grown man now with a family. You know what I mean? And it's just like examples like that because people, they just evolve, and now they need to know about sacrifice. They need to know about emotional intelligence. They need to know that, man, sometimes everybody ain't gonna say thank you all the time, but you can listen to this song even though you may be doing everything in the world that require or that warrants a thank you. You may not get it.
Yeah,
and that's part of life.
Yeah, that's part of life.
Keep on trucking.
Got to keep on trucking, man. Sometimes you got to wait for the delayed gratification. Like the thank you or the results don't always come immediately. That's like going to the gym one time
and walking away looking for the first day. Yeah.
Right, man. Sometimes you just got to do it from the heart and just keep on planting them seeds and they'll harvest eventually.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love the messages you got on here, man. And then as far as like the Happy Father's Day song, that's one of my favorites because I got my firstborn on the way.
Okay. Congrats.
Thank you, man. Baby D is on the way. And it's August 12th. I'm getting a little nervous. I need some advice, man. So talk about, I know that you got kids. Tell me about, your experience with parenting. Give me and the listeners some advice. And then if you could just give me a little bit of advice of how to keep a relationship long-term.
Relationships, a lot of times we as a culture were given bad advice, just like as the culture in rap. Like I consider both of us some rap nerds, to be quite honest with you. But Absolutely. It's like, think about the culture and what the culture required of young people, right? Why does it say to look at people up and down like that? Why does it say you have to try to ruin as many women as you can, but still try to protect your daughter? Like what? Why does it say that, you got to be a player, you got to be this, you got to be that? And nobody talks about, man, sometimes you're going to be up here, you're going to be up, at night with your child and nobody won't be there and nobody won't even see it. Sometimes you're going to roll over and see your spouse still asleep and you may be up changing a diaper or something and it ain't nobody to say thank you. I appreciate it. You just got to keep on going, bro. And so in that relationship, you know, I've been divorced and I've learned a lot about myself. And the real key to a good relationship is honesty, bro. It's just 100% honesty. If you could be 100% honest, then you already got a beautiful relationship. It's like, baby, I don't always have the right answers, but I'm gonna try my best. Baby, you know what I mean? I'm gonna try my best to acknowledge the things that you do the same way I want to sometimes get acknowledged for the things that I do. And so I go out of my way. And so that way it's like, if you be true to yourself like that, bro, and if it don't go right, to not have to hang your head, to say, you know what I mean? Like, we often go into relationships with an opposite attitude. Like, I'm not going to do very much. And so if it don't go right, you know, I didn't risk very much.
Right.
It was not much loss. That's the wrong attitude to take into the relationship. I go like this. Look, I'm going to go into it and I'm going to give everything I can. And I'm going to smile and I'm going to do my best. And when I can look myself in the mirror and know that I did the best that I can, and I was honest with me, because you know when you slacking, you know when you not doing what you supposed to do, but when you are right with it with yourself, and I become my own biggest critic, right? So, hey, if nobody else ever appreciate nothing I did, just like with the music, man, I look at people and I be like, man, oh, you need to hear Be Yourself. Golly, if you could just sit down and hear I Choose Happy. I'm saying in the song exactly what you're going through. Or Emotion Technician. Like when people reply, like a lot of times people don't listen to understand, they listen to reply. Like they listen to, oh, you said that? Oh, well, I didn't do it. You know what I mean? So I say an Emotion Technician, listen to understand, not just to reply. You missing what's being said while you trying to get fly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and we do in those little nuggets are in there, man. Like, I'm trying to heal. I'm telling the story of me talking to a young kid, and I'm like, so next time you triggered, before you pull one, think, are you gonna be the same place? Are you gonna feel the same way this time next week? Or be sitting in jail, feeling mad and delirious while thinking to yourself, was it really that serious? Now, how many people need to hear that? That, yo, somebody stepped on my shoes or somebody said something and somebody started laughing over here. And now next thing you know, I'm triggered. Oh yeah, you're not going to be laughing now.
Right.
And how many times did this move here in you end up straight?
Dead or in jail.
Dead, in jail, all that stuff. And you know they sitting there like, man, was it really worth it? Was that argument over whatever around here recently, man? They had a female had beat this guy in basketball. I don't know if you saw that on the news, and he shot her.
Oh man, I did.
They were on
see
a basketball
that.
court, and you know it's like I could see like she was female, and maybe they might have been egging it on like, oh, she beat you, and then he bam
out
now
of embarrassment.
Her life is gone. His life is gone. All behind a moment that next time you triggered, before you pull one, think, are you going to feel this way next time, next week?
Absolutely, man. And I know that every song on your project has a very powerful message, all within just the 9 tracks, man. But I want to ask you real quick about the production, man. Shout out to the producer, man. Go give us some info about the production of the album. Okay.
The Beat Machine, shout out to Beatmaster West and the Beat Machine. Beatmaster West actually went to high school with me. As a matter of fact, him and Pimp C were classmates, as a matter of fact. In Lincoln High School, 1992, I came out a year after them. So now he's a big-time producer, and he has a platform that he sells beats on his platform, and it's called The Beat Machine. Okay. So if you go there, you could find the beats. So he's got credits on UGK. and stuff like that. So, you know, I said, let me try to find, you know, some little bouncier beats to go ahead and, you know, and say my piece on. That way I can, you know, peace out in peace.
Yeah, man. He definitely got some bangers on there, man. So the production is dope. The message is dope. You say this is your last album. I'm definitely gonna miss you, man. But I understand you've said all you could say.
Already, man. I'm trying to use my smarts, if you would, to get into
Mhm.
3D printing.
Yeah,
I'm
let everybody know about
fame.
the different endeavors that you've been in since you decided to step away.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, I made one. I had a chance to meet Freeway Rick Ross, and we took, you know, we took pictures holding each other's books. You know what I'm saying? How
Nice.
dope is that, right?
That's tight.
So, you know, we print all these things, and right now I'm working on a project where I made an actual mobile AC unit out of a cooler.
Yeah.
So this thing right here, you put ice in it. And the other day, man, I rode home with it because you could plug it into the cigarette lighter.
Oh wow. Okay.
Fans in the back. See that?
Uh-huh.
So you put fan in there, and it uses the ice to, of course, make the cool air. But the little thing, it just blows out of there, man. So, you
That's
know,
nice.
I'm wanting to get into using my hands for stuff like that. You know, I'm being creative and doing stuff that I enjoy, man. Just raising the family and trying to stay happy, man.
Awesome, man. Also, I just want to throw in there a little quick thank you for your service and congratulations on your son joining the Marine Corps. How does that make you feel?
It's nothing like it, man, to look back and say I'm proud, beyond proud. My daughter works for the United Airlines. You know what I
Nice.
mean?
Yeah.
My son is in the Marine. He just made corporal, by the way.
Hoorah. That's what's up, man. Shout out to all my Marines. I'm a vet as well, man. That's another
Really,
thing that
your service too.
absolutely. That's another thing we have in common, man. That's why we've been rocking all these years, man. But I know your boy joining the Marines made you so happy, dog, because
I
it
wanted
made
to
me
show
happy.
Air Force wall, dog. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, show him. Let him know.
The little I don't know if you can see some of the little you know, some of the little love from the service and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? But I
Nice.
always keep that. That's big for me, you know what I mean?
For
I love
sure,
that I
man.
got an opportunity to, you know, to spend that time, man. And I did some amazing things, and Air Force really taught me a lot. I mean,
Right.
I encourage the young kids, man. I think you learn a lot. That discipline is needed.
I feel like it helped my evolution as a man, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it kind of helped build the foundation for who I am. So shout out to all the vets, all the active duty. And man, y'all tap in with Marcus Parker. I'm gonna make sure I leave all the links down below to where y'all could find him at. And y'all just let the people know what you got going on, what's coming next, and where they can find you at.
Okay, well, I mean, check out the album, Grown Folks Business. It's a very good album, man, and mix you some motivation in with the stuff you listen to day, man. I'm a certified life coach. I went back to the Fowler Academy in 14 and got my certification. So what you're getting in there is a lot of people can't afford to have a life coach. A lot of people can't afford to pay somebody to help them in certain challenges in life.
Mhm.
So you getting a life coach rapping to you, man, and it's good, beneficial stuff. I encourage my kids to listen to it, and I hope that other people can let their children listen to it as well.
Right. And one last question, man, before we get out of here. Most of the people that listen to this platform are up and coming indie hip hop artists, man. And going through that journey, going back to that for a quick second, do you have any advice for any up and coming hip hop artists? Like, what would you advise them to keep their career going smoothly?
Be yourself, man. Don't
Mhm.
try to be nobody else because you'll always be second when you're trying to be somebody else,
That's
right?
real.
See,
Yep.
like there's always when people say, "Man, I'm the first," there's only one Marcus Parker. You know what I mean? And that I meant to throw in there. Did you know like the m-postivie? You know, I
Mhm.
started in the early 2000s, so that was before YouTube, before Facebook, before Twitter, before Instagram.
Mhm.
So when they first started putting all that stuff together, Marcus, my name started going mixing in with like football players and other people named Marcus Parker. you could go online and find my music next to somebody else completely different. So I, through m-postivie, was just like a way to to differentiate that Marcus Parker from, the other Marcus Parker. So
absolutely.
I say that all to say, be yourself and stay the same, man, because people will love you for the authentic you.
Absolutely. There it is. And I'm about to go ahead and sign off. Thank you for joining us today, Marcus.
Man, I appreciate you having me.
All right, man. Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and get up out of here. It's your boy D-Sick, a.k.a. Rap Nerd. Peace, y'all.
24 hours of nonstop indie hip-hop right here on Rap Nerd Radio. Welcome to Rap Nerd Radio. We're on our own frequency. Nobody does it better.